Bitcoin is about to pump very hard, and there are a couple of reasons why. Not only on a technical level am I liking Bitcoin, but we finally have a potential peace deal again for the 40th time with Iran. Trump said on Friday he was going to strike Iran's energy infrastructure. And last night, he said he's not going to do it. He says that Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar, and Iran urged him all to delay planned strikes. He says the attack would have been massive, but pause after allies push for diplomacy. According to Trump, allies believe a deal is close, first on the Strait of Hormuz, then on Iran's nuclear program. This would be very, very bullish if they open up the Strait of Hormuz this week, because that means oil would come crashing down, which if we take a look at oil here now, we can see oil has dumped very hard since last night. It's already down almost 11%. I believe it's going to keep pushing down lower. I'm personally short on oil, but I think it's going to go lower. And if oil continues to go lower, that means the next inflation readings are going to continue to go lower, which is going to reduce the possibility of the Fed hiking rates. And all of this is happening as the 30-year bond yields have spiked to levels since 2007. So it's quite bad here. So Trump has to intervene here. There's a lot going on. We even have the Clarity Act this week. The Senate has 5 days to pass the Clarity Act. I personally think it's going to get a vote this week, and I think it's going to pass because the Republicans and the Democrats, they have compromised on a lot of issues. But if they don't get it done, it's not going to be done this year, and they are not going to get voted for this midterm. So even the Democrats, they got to make these compromises. They got to get this done. If they don't, it's not going to be very good for anybody, especially the crypto market, because if this Clarity Act doesn't pass this week, all of these crypto companies and exchanges are going to be going offshore, and that money is going to be leaving the US, and that is very, very bad. So I think they're going to get it done, honestly. So we have that going on. We have Trump apparently selling $165 million of Bitcoin. They sold $205 million in May, and they still hold $268 million. And Trump owns 41% of Trump Media Group. But despite Trump selling Bitcoin, Bitcoin is green on the day. And if you zoom in here, you can see that Bitcoin has bounced already 2.5% from yesterday. It's still a weekend. And Bitcoin is now in this descending wedge type of pattern. Descending patterns always, I would say 80% of the time, end up breaking up. When you see this ascending pattern, you see Bitcoin is ascending, you end up breaking down. So rising patterns are bearish, and then descending patterns are usually always bullish. So Bitcoin is forming this pattern. But what's quite interesting is that every single time Bitcoin dips, it instantly rips up. And another quite interesting thing is that Bitcoin only dumps about 4.5% and then bounces. If you look at every single pullback since Bitcoin has come from July 1st, you see every single dip is about 4.5% on average, and it bounces right up. So that is quite interesting. Honestly, what this is, we're in a very choppy market because we are waiting on the Clarity Act. We are in the summer, so liquidity, volume, everything is down significantly. But this whole peace deal definitely brings some bullishness to the market. I think the market will like that. And I think ultimately what I think is going to happen is Bitcoin is going to come up at the very minimum and test this level. If they pass the Clarity Act and they come up with some type of deal with Iran, I think Bitcoin could potentially come all the way up to $75,000. In the short term, historically now, Bitcoin is bearish in August. August is very bearish, especially midterm and even bear market years. You take a look, August on average, most of the time is negative. The median is down 7%. So not crazy crashing, but this is one of the most bearish months for Bitcoin historically. Actually, just on average, this is the most bearish month historically looking at it. So that is quite interesting. Also, there's a lot of buying and selling with these Bitcoin ETFs. On Friday, we had some outflows, 200 million, nothing crazy. And then we've had some outflows and inflows. So if you take a look, the Coinbase premium on Bitcoin is still negative. It is still negative. This is one of the longest stretches of negative Coinbase premium for Bitcoin ever. And the last time that Bitcoin had a long stretch of Coinbase premium negative, and at the moment, it's been 98 days of negative Coinbase premium. The time before that was 18 days, 19 days. The time before that, 74 days. And after the 74 days of negative premium, Bitcoin ended up traveling up to 82,000. So I think that Coinbase Premium is going to return net positive here soon. And when it does, I think that Bitcoin could lead a rally and we could potentially hit that 75K level. Now, these are my plans. I think Bitcoin ultimately is going to break out of this range here, and we are going to get some type of short-term dead cat bounce, relief rally, whatever it is, because Bitcoin has been in a range. And Bitcoin has, since it's crashed from May, hasn't pumped up one time. We've bounced up, just bounce up, reject, but we've been down here for over 60 days. So typically these ranges can last, what you saw here, about 60 days. So the last time Bitcoin was kind of in a very similar situation, just chopping around, then it broke out. The breakout lasted approximately 30 days. So I think Bitcoin is going to break out of this 60-day range. We're going to have probably a breakout to the upside. If they pass the Clarity Act, we have some type of peace deal with Iran, and this could take us to our target of 70 to 75K, which is where I am looking to sell my spot positions and flip net short. I'm looking to short and then catch this final leg down potentially in the fourth quarter, rebuy as much spot as possible, and then hold for 3 years and trade part of it as well. So this is what I'm looking at. This is what I think is going to happen. This is what's going on now in the markets. We'll have to see what's going to happen, but a peace deal would be very bullish for not only crypto, but it'd be very bullish for Bitcoin and cryptos. The Clarity Act is going to be very bullish. It could probably cause a breakout, trigger some type of fake Bitcoin rally, fake bull market hype type of thing. So we will have to see. Make sure you guys join my free community. You could join my WAP. There's a free trial with that. And if you guys are going to be trading, make sure you trade over on Blofin. So check out the links in my video description. Blofin, they're giving away $10,000 in deposit bonuses in VIP3. So you're going to have the cheapest fees on the internet with my link only. Check that out. This is where me and my community are doing all of our trading. Currently have a little long on Bitcoin. My average is 63,000. We're up about a couple $1,000 on this long here. Let me know if you guys are long or short. Let me know your thoughts about this video in the comments below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and that you are subscribed with notifications on. You're not going to want to miss my next video. And have a great night. See you later.